Hello, you all. Hi, it's Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well. I hope all are safe. So, I was watching a gentleman on his YouTube channel, and he actually said something that was really telling, about life, live your life and, you know, eat, drink, be merry, don't worry or don't fear, pretty much don't literally stress yourself out while the people that are living their lives are perfectly fine. They have not a care in the world. And I was like, oh, you know what? That's actually very telling because sometimes I can find myself getting so like worried and so frustrated based off what I see around me to where it's like now I'm flipping out because you know what I'm saying? Because here in LA, like I say, it's really nice, but this is definitely the place of a gift and a curse. Some people argue that it's haunted. Well, I can believe it too because it ain't nothing but sorcery here. But it's like it's still for me it's beautiful because this is where I get my therapy, like constant sunlight, beautiful scenery, and then there's literally places where I can go to just literally recharge, the mind, body, and soul. So like, okay, it works. It's a balance. Like I say, it's definitely a gift and a curse. You can be on the great side, you can be on the wild side, you can be on the safe side, you can be in heaven, whatever it is, it's all here. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's actually very telling because sometimes I find myself, like, literally, it won't even be my problem. But again, like I said, here in LA, just because I'm seeing other people's tents or doo doo or seeing wildness, that'll F me up, They're fine. They don't mind living with their doo doo. But here I am freaking out for them. So that's why I was like, okay, that is so telling to where it's like, now, when it comes to saying having no worries and fears, that still doesn't mean don't prepare. That I'm, okay, well, God got it or Pink Jesus got me. Like, no, I think the thing is just don't let it worry you. You could still live your life. You could still be worry free and carefree. Oh, and that's another thing too, if I could throw this in here too. When you stop caring or when you just literally become selfish, and I don't want to recommend it like, oh, if you got, oh, I have two for me, none for you, but it's like sometimes that works too. Literally just taking care of self, because there's some people where it's like you're so generous to where you literally do forget about yourself. Probably not necessarily on purpose, but it's like, oh, well, I want you to have it, or I want you to have my cornbread. So sometimes that can be unhealthy. And it's like I say, it's nothing wrong with pampering yourself. And that's what they say. Sometimes it's good. Give that energy that you got for other people to yourself. You see what I'm saying? So instead of me freaking out about your doodle on the side of the road or on the sidewalk, I can just stay within, keep my sanity, keep my peace, you know, keep it within me. And like I said, because there's no sense in me worrying myself sick, getting grays, and then as he mentioned, getting an aneurysm, and that is so true. A lot of people get a lot of health problems, worrying, scared, worried about what's going on, and then there's still nothing new under the sun. And I was like, you know what? That is so telling. I really needed to hear that because that'll help me let go of the stress, worry, and the, you know, let go of it and just live life. Like, what are you doing in the meantime? Like, are you enjoying your life? Like, literally, if they go back on your life story, oh, what did you do when you were here? Oh, she just worried herself sick, got grazed, and started pushing people off her porch, or get off my grass, But or you're like, okay, hey, yeah, they were still kind and generous, but kept to themselves. You always see them feeding the birds, or you always see them building and working. It's like you can still use that energy. So again, instead of freaking out, what can I do to prepare to make sure I don't have to live up my own duty, or to make sure I don't have to hit you across the head for toilet paper, or what can you do to prepare for craziness so you don't have to freak out when the time comes? Yeah, so I'm thinking like, wow, which is good too, because when you prepare, you don't have to worry about what's to come. Well, I mean, you can still worry about it, but you don't have to panic about it. Because, for instance, too, there's situations and scenarios where, like, okay, there's no power, no electricity, no water, no food, and then sometimes the medication isn't there. And if I could throw this part in too, I'm thinking also too, to prepare for the last man standing too. If you can mentally prepare yourself for that too, you think like the last man standing. Like, okay, I'm talking like as far as like businesses, and then what's left behind. Because right now, you got restaurants and some pharmacies shutting down, and then you have like the plants, like the food plants and farms and It seems like everything's crumbling around you. But again, while everything is crumbling, what can you do, or who can you tribe up with to build while everything is crumbling? And a lot of people think, oh, well, it's crumbling, it's over for me. No, it's over for this empire. It's over for whoever is, over the infrastructure, over these buildings. Yeah, this is just something for you to see. For instance, if you're here visiting, this is just me to have scenery. So if my scenery comes crashing down, i.e. in the city, like these cities, and they got something going on, that's their section. You see what I'm saying? So that's us. Oh, now I'm stressed out because they're shutting down the city. And I'm like, stressed out for what? If anything, you'll be saving you some money. But that's, again, you see how we don't really see like the bigger picture. We don't really see that. That's why it's important to just live life, because again, while I'm stressed about rent is $1 million or this and that, while I'm stressing about that, I can just relax and just let that stuff go, and just use that opportunity to be free. Like, well, hell, rent might be $1 million and whatever, but it's like, okay, well, at least I know I don't have any bills. Now I don't have any damn bills, which is good. Wouldn't it be nice to just say no to bills? Because honestly, if I could throw this part in too, that's literally the only thing that stops. In tragedies, you can have everything stop. Oh, no bills, or it's a ghost town. The only thing left is a pigeon. But for some reason, that bill still's coming. That, oh yeah, you have a bill due this week. Like, I thought everything was shut down. Everything but the bills. But yes, it's just good. I really needed to hear that. Just live your life. And I was like, okay. To me, that was just so telling again, because you'll see people that are, they're freaking out by what other people do, and then you get people who just don't care. I'm just here to party, dance, and then they just seem to be perfectly fine, don't care about nothing, which is nice. It would be nice to say, okay, I don't care. And usually that is how I am. Not necessarily that I don't care, but while the world's panicking, I am kind of focused on other things, not necessarily on purpose, but I'm thinking like, okay, for me, I have bigger problems than a virus, or I have bigger problems than, but in this moment, in this environment, sometimes I do find myself kind of freaking out to the surroundings, because if I see what's going on, okay, I see everyone's going crazy, I see this and that, but it's like, you can leave the environment, or you can just learn to adjust, set it to where it works for you. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to get bow and arrow. Maybe I need to get, you know what I mean? Just basically prepare and train for this, Yeah, so that'd be lovely to do. Yeah, just live life and be merry. Like I say, all while still taking care of business, Because like I said, I can still prepare without panicking. And then also, too, here's another thing, too. And while you prepare, and then while you just live life and be free, just also be low-key, too. I know some people, they are friendly. And with me, I am friendly, but not all the time. Sometimes when I go out in public, I'm not out in public for people. Lately, if I come outside and people, they'll probably, oh, this lady just really in her own bubble. Most of the time, I turn off my peripheral visions. I turn off my eyes. I turn off my ear. Like, pretty much, I don't see you, I don't hear you, because I'm outside for me. I either sit in the car and be in my own world, or even if I'm walking, again, my peripherals and my ears are off. So it's like, you can probably say, hey, how you doing? Or I seen you, but did I see you though? Yeah, so that's why I like to stay in my own bubble. Yeah. Focus on self, what is it that you need? What is it that you need to do to relax, Because again, I don't want to stress about material things. Oh, they're shutting down this and that. Something that can be replaced, and then here I am, worrying myself sick. Now I have graves, or now I'm mentally anguished, or as the gentleman said, now you have an aneurysm. I was like, oh my God, that is so true, because some people do worry themselves sick, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna worry myself sick, and it is what it is. All I can say is, you want to prepare, just prepare for the worst. And that's not thinking negative, but if you have everything prepared for flood, water, fire, all that, you have everything prepared for that, then nothing can stop you. And I say prepare for everything, even the wolves. That's another thing too, that if I call myself being worried, I would be worried about the wolves. You think, oh, what about what wolves? You're talking about the wolf that ate grandma? Well, I mean, that wolf too, but I'm not talking about like the wolf as far as like who's controlling the machine world, like the wolves. Like that'd be like my biggest issue. Okay, what about the wildlife? What about the two-legged wolves, the ones that are quote unquote the neighbors, So there's plenty to worry about, but like I say, I would say it's best to just prepare for that. Take your biggest fear and put it on the table. Okay, I am worried sick about bills. Okay, what can you do? What can you do productive about those bills? And if it's something where it's like you can't do anything but stress about it, and then it's time to let that go. Because again, while you're stressing and making yourself sick, the bill's still gonna be there, go there. They're still gonna get higher. You know what I'm saying? So it's like after a while, it's like okay, I can't keep entertaining this. Even with student, if I could throw this in, and no, stop babbling. But sometimes I'll come, oh, I'm worried about student loans. But I'm thinking like, first of all, that interest rate, if it's something where I borrow $2 but then end up owing $2 million, then it's like, yeah, you don't have to worry about getting a nickel back from me. So, and also speaking of student loans too, I guess, yeah, that this will be the time to look into student loan forgiveness, because I guess coming soon it won't be around, depending on policy. Yeah, so I guess that'd be one thing too, working on debt. While I'm worried about bills, hey, why don't I just work on being debt free? How can I get this debt off of my records, or how can I get this debt erased? Which would be nice too, especially for America. Debt should not exist in America, since this is a country that owes everybody. But I'm not even how to stay worry free and carefree and not stress, all while being productive, still preparing though, And then also you have time to think too, because hey, I'm not worried. I'm not panicking. I can actually think. So like I say again, while the time is calm, while it's the calm before the storm, use this time to prepare. All right, I'm just going to prepare for what is to come, or what I feel is to come, or what I think might come, or just something that's fear. Oh, I'm afraid that the lights will go out. Then what will be your alternative for when the lights go off? And that's another thing too. Some people throw themselves in pickles. There was a family, they were like, okay, we're going to cut off this breaker. So basically cut the breakers off. Everything shut down. No TV, fridge, none of that. And this is them doing a drill. So they do a drill and, okay, hey, what are we going to do? You go get the water. You go get so I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. You need to do that because therefore you'll be prepared for it to where you don't have to panic. Oh my gosh, where's my bug out bag? Where's my shoes? Where's my key? And that's another thing. That's why it's good to be prepared too, because when it's time to jump up and run, you got 5 seconds. You don't have time to look for your shoe or even your keys. You might need it to speed off. But if you don't know where your keys are, you see what I'm saying? That's why I say it's good to be prepared, good to be organized, have everything planned out. So when it does say, hey, okay, here's the whistle, you don't have to panic because you already have a plan. Which is nice too, because like I said, when I say that minimize so much stress, I'm like, oh wow, that is so crazy. Yep, so I'm thinking, right now, all I have to do is just organize, prepare, and relax. That's the number one question. We relax. You don't want to get so worried and so overworked. Now you're shaking and then you got blood on your shirt, and it's just like, it's not even worth the paperwork. Some people snap, oh, no, I'm snapping, I'm going to strangle my neighbor. Sometimes I feel like they do ask for it, the people here, but I'm like, I don't have to be the one to do it. There's comes a time where justice is served right before me, and all I have to do is watch. You do not have to get your hands dirty. Trust me. It's relaxing, counting to 5, and removing yourself from the situation. It goes a long way. There's so many people who are behind bars right now that wish they would have did things differently, and I wish they would have did things differently. But since they made that choice, they made a bed. Now they're in a pickle. You see what I'm saying? When shit hits the fan, they're gonna be behind bars. Being the fan, so there's no telling what this. I'm telling you, there's a lot of craziness out there. The best bet is to avoid it. Relax, prepare, stay out the way. Yeah, so I hope all are well. Hope all are safe, and then hopefully you're keeping your mental clear. Clear your mind. Go out into nature. Go hang out with an animal. Yeah. That's another thing too. That's actually very therapeutic. I didn't realize how funny. Like cats, and because I was watching a video with animals, so it's like I think they were in Africa. They were like in different countries, but they'll go around and just interact with animals. You'll get there's some aggressive kangaroo, and it was actually pretty funny with the kangaroo because they'll come out of nowhere and like you'll think like when you see a kangaroo, oh, they're just hopping around. Like they really do fight. Like they're like, I don't know if they're like animal boxers, but whatever it is. This one guy, like it was a kangaroo ran up on one guy. and he was just like pushing and kicking him around. He just sitting there. He only swung back one, and I'm just looking like, you're not gonna do anything. So either you did something to the kangaroo, or the kangaroo is attacking you, and you're just sitting there. You're like, oh, I'm not gonna have no. Like it was as if he was fed up, but it's like you're still getting kicked around by this kangaroo. And I'm sure they're strong, but it's like, okay, but you still don't sit back and get beat up by a kangaroo. Do something, So I thought that was pretty funny. And then like aggressive cats. I think it was one with a Persian cat, and then there was another one. Well, the Persian cat was at the groomer. I guess they had it. He intended on attacking the groomer, to where they had to end up tying him up in a towel and a face guard so they can finish his cut. And then there was I seen two separate videos. I think it was one with a man and a woman, and it was two cats, both of them. Two different videos, two different scenarios. And the man and the woman, whatever they did, they really annoyed these cats. It was two cats, and they pretty much like attacked both of them to the point where they're not just gonna jump, they jump at you, they kick you, bite you, all that. To the point where they both ended up crying. Honestly, I think they took the guy. I don't know I hope the guy is safe, because his video cut off and they didn't stop. But the woman, oh, help, oh, she's like, cat, help, But I think they were their cats, but it's like, cats, they just get fed up, So I just didn't realize how funny cats are. And it's like, if you actually watch a cat video, and I'm thinking, like, to me, you probably think, oh, how's that therapeutic, you watching cats biting the hell out of people to where they're crying and you don't know if they're all right. But I'm like, it was just funny because it was like, okay, they're literally letting you have it, like these cats, and there are two of them, and then the noises that they make, like, it's just so funny. Like, my sense of humor, and some of these laughs, like, okay, I really needed that. But yes, if you just sit back and, like, something about observing, like, you just really just sit back and clear your mind, it really does make a better place. To where I had to learn, okay, I've never been materialistic, but it's like now I've learned, after having an explosion, like, I don't care really about having material things. It's nice to have nice things, but I'm thinking as long as I don't feel exploited or, used and abused, it should be okay, Because at the end of the day, it could be replaced. So I don't really want to be, selfish, even though I say, okay, well, sometimes it is good to say, okay, this is just for me or for my section, but if I have two, okay, I guess you can have one, I guess you can, even though I've never been selfish. But I don't know, it's just good. Something about just relaxing, feeling good, letting go of that stress. Like, I've just been feeling lighter. You let go of the stress, then there goes the pain, because if you're stressed out, oh, now my head is sore, or now my back, don't you want to just feel good? Like, okay, I don't feel stiff, I don't feel sore, I don't feel like I'm full of crap, and let that stuff go. Because I can promise you, if everything's working against you, or if you got craziness to come, like, you want to leave room for fright, or to be shocked. Leave room for that. You can't be, oh, I'm just full of fear or full of this. Leave room for something else. Be open-minded. See things from a different lens. Oh, you might see fire. Hey, you know what? I see new beginnings. Yes, the fire's on fire, but once the fire clears, then that's going to give me opportunity to build, or me to be the opportunity to be the next best thing. All right, but anyway, I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. And hopefully you're staying in one piece, saying no to stress and saying yes to living life. Be well, be safe.